Hey, it's me, guy who looks like an actual chemical engineer here because I just took a shower and this was like probably like one of the nuttiest looks I can ever do. And every time I get out of the shower, I just look like some actual guy who does this with the teeth. And it's just kind of disgusting. But given the premise of today's video, I think it's an actual like it's stylish for what given the premise of today's video, which is studying. Now, before I talk about this and why people hate it, but before I talk about this, I kind of want to give a little bit of background information, academic wise. So I'm someone who is in 11th grade. I'm a high school junior, you can say, and I'm taking top of the line classes. Like whatever my school has that's very top of the line, I'm taking those classes. So like freaking AP calculus, I'm taking that crap. Freaking AP literature, I'm taking that crap. So I'm doing actual top of the line classes because I can handle it. I'm someone who has been taking advanced classes for God knows how long, so I'm used to the academic pressure, the academic weight, and balancing academics with I don't know my gaming life. I don't know. I don't have a life anyway because I'm taking those classes. But you know what I'm saying. I know like that feeling, and I know So I'm not just like some random regular student, freaking hobo who has like 5 minutes of homework when they come home and just like go somewhere and do whatever they want because school's not the top priority. So I know what it feels like. So in today's video, uh, I want to talk about like why people hate studying, but also try and give I guess like my pointers and how to like counter that thing. So I'm actually giving you like an actual like cause and effect video. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first main reason why I think people just don't like studying at all is because they just don't give a crap. Like they don't give an actual f about like what they're doing. Like who goes home and says, "Oh, you know what? I want to know history. I want to know why Martin Luther uh, came up with that 95 thesis. Like why did he do that? Like no like sane like kid does that and when they get home or they want to like do math except for me I like doing freaking math or going home and doing science. Like nobody wants to do that. That's very boring. What they want to do, they want to go home, they want to rest, they want to draw, they want to do whatever the hell they want to do. Like that's what they want to do. So that's probably like one of the main reasons why. And there was an actual way to counter that. There, it's not really actual like a direct counter, but it can lead you into the right direction. And that's just having a good mindset, just having the right mindset and getting that thought out of your head. Like what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna study, and I'm just gonna do it because I get to do it. And you don't always want to have that mindset of like I have to do this or I have to study this and all that. Like no, you have to think about like the long run. Okay, so if I get to study, I get to have education because I am able to do it. And if I get education, I'm able to go to a top university. And when I go to a top university, I would be able to get a degree in something I am interested in, and once I get that degree, I can have a career which I love, and I can probably get a high paying job for it, and I can have a happy life. And when I retire, I can have a good retirement money, not some crippling hobo who's on the street. So if you have that mindset in your mind, it's probably a very easy way to just get studying. That's what I do. I'm like when I get home, I'm so tired and so well, I'm not, I don't really talk at school, but socially exhausted and just like walking and all that. So when I get home, I want to rest. I want to, go on my phone and see what's happening on Twitter, see the drama, play some games. Like, that's what I want to do. But there's always that mindset I have back in my head saying, you know what, if I get to do this, I'm going to do it. And that's exactly what I do. And that encourages me to study. So, not a direct counter, but the only thing I can tell you guys is just having mindset to do it. And if you have that mindset, not having that I want to rest and do it, like don't have that mindset. Just maybe like a good thing you can do is like right when you get home, maybe just start doing homework. Like there was some moments where when I get home, I just start doing my homework. Freaking, like once I put my backpack down, I'm on my table and I'm doing homework. Like it's just happening right there. Freaking speed running like a goblin. So that's the only thing I tell you guys. And I think another reason why people don't like studying is that it's just boring. Like it's just a boring thing to do. Like, okay, I have to study. Oh, I have to do homework. I have to read this book. I have to read notes. I have to get ready for it. Like it's kind of sad, and you think it's just like a never ending thing that will just stop. And it's like when you do it, you're just gonna be on there for hours and hours and hours on end. But there is a studying method that I do like to use, and it doesn't really have something to do with like like how to make it more easier or more enjoyable. Like that's gonna come up after this one. It's a more of like a good like time management and how to make studying at least like not torture and suffering and whatever. So this is like my own method I like to use. I use this all the time. I actually call it my own method. Like you can call it the stealthy method, or what I like to call it the five method. So the five method, it consists of, okay, so if I study for about 25 minutes, hypothetically, if I study for about 25 minutes, I'm going to divide that time by 5. And that's the amount of time that I get to do whatever I want. So, for example, 25 divided by 5 is 5 minutes. So, if I work for 25 minutes and I divide that number by 5, like I decide to stop, that's how long I'm going to be on break for. So, you can use that extra 5 minutes for, I don't know, whatever you want to do, draw, play games, go on your phone, watch porn, like do whatever you want with that time that makes you happy and enjoyable. And then once that 5 minute timer is up, then go back to studying. Now, it forces you to spend more time studying, because if you want to have that break, if you want to have a longer break, you have to do more like you have to do more studying. So yeah, 25 minutes of studying will turn to 35 minutes, and then 40, then 50, then an hour. And then once you reach an hour, divide by 5. What's 100 divided by 5? Oh, that's brain going boom boom. That's what is it, 25 hours. So yeah, not 25 hours, 25 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I don't have my math thing in my head yet, but that's what you gotta do. Take the number, or take the amount of time that you studied for, and divide that by 5, and that's how long you're able to go and do whatever you want. And that works all the time for me. So it's not just a constant, boom, do it. Like you don't get to do what you want. Like do that thing. And also, another thing to make that more, efficient, is to have a good time management. Like have good time management. You know, just if you're unorganized and always rushing and like procrastinating and all that, like it's not gonna work for you. Like you have to have some sort of time management, and in order to have that successful thing that you want at the end. So there's a lot of things that correlate to like making studying fun. But now let's just talk about like how we can make studying, I guess, more enjoyable. So you don't want to like just read, your book, or read, pages or notes, and just skim it like you're reading some sort of freaking Lord of the Rings, like 5 inches, not five, like I don't know, 20 inches of like pages, like it's boring. So what you want to do, try and find a way, I guess, to make it more fun. Maybe take that studying, put it into like a little game, flashcards, or make it, or like put it into like some sort of game that you like to play. There are so many things you can do on the internet to make studying more fun. We have AI now, like we literally have AI in our hands. So there are literally ways that you can like take some sort of like text from from one of your notes or whatever, and you can put it into an AI, and you can make some sort of game out of it, or like put it into different terms. Let's say, for example, I don't know, you like Mortal Kombat or something like that. Let's just take Mortal Kombat for example, and you want to know like, okay, how does I don't know, like how do you remember like the DNA, like not DNA, how do you remember like the cells, oh my, I can't talk. How do you remember all the organelles in a cell, and like where they are on the actual cell itself? So what you can do, you can take some sort of picture, put it into an AI bot, and like put it into a term that you like about Mortal Kombat. So like, okay, so take this and put it in Mortal Kombat terms, and it will put it into something that you'll recognize, and hopefully that can correlate to knowing what it is, so you have some sort of like memory in there. So you can think of, oh, I know like with the cells, the nucleus is just like, trying to take down, who's like the big bad of Mortal Kombat, Shinnok. We have to be Shinnok. Nucleus is like Shinnok. He's the guy. He's the main character. He's the main villain that you have to defeat. I don't know. Like that's what the AI has to do, and that's like one of the good ways to do it. Like make it fun to yourself. Make it into something that you like to enjoy, and if you like it, you're gonna see time flying by, and hopefully you will learn how to do it, which is what the end goal is. Now there's one more I guess little tidbit I can tell you guys, and it's just that I think another thing is just dopamine itself. Right now, we live in a society where we have access to social media apps and actually access to whatever that you want on social media, and we always have that dopamine because we're always on our phones. Like, don't get me wrong, everybody, including myself, is always on their phones because that's the society we live in. We know we can't go 5 minutes without like an Instagram scroll or TikTok scroll going on Twitter. Like, I also fall victim to that, and that can cause our brains to go haywire. And to put it into your terms, or more Gen Z terms, brain rot. Brain rot is also a big component to like how studying is not that fun anymore. So obviously dopamine can impact the way you study, because I'm pretty sure everybody falls into this. You read some sort of document like a history textbook for some reason. You read it, right, and you have that urge, that actual like that urge to grab your phone and look through it, because your brain is so like haywired into like it's so like wired into the phone where you can't go like 10 minutes without looking and see what's happening on the internet. So the only thing, it sounds easier said than done, but the only possible way to like counter that is to just put it out of your sight, or just find a way to not use it that much anymore. Excuse me, my voice is losing, but just find a way to like don't use it that much. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but just don't like try and force your way out of it, and don't think about it or put it into a different room. Like, if your phone is the reason why you can't go one day without, oh my god, what's going, like if you can't go like 10 minutes without your phone, put it somewhere where you don't want to go into, or like treat it as like some sort of reward or something like that. Put it in your bedroom if you study somewhere else, or put it, I don't know, in a safe where you can easily access it without doing some code. Or just the easiest thing, give it to your parents and let your parents hide your phone from you, and then once you're done studying, you can then use your phone again and do whatever the hell you want to do with it. So it's just one of those things where you just have to like give in and just have that mindset of, okay, so I'm gonna have to lock in and don't think about it. And you're always gonna have that dopamine urge to just go on your phone and do it. But I feel like that the more you just ignore it, and the more you just like focus on it and just try your best to ignore that dopamine, that dopamine urge to do it, hopefully you will be able to train your brain, and next thing you know, you wouldn't, you'll be studying more, and that your phone won't be the first priority, and you'll be able to study, and boom chicka bam, you're studying good. And I know this is probably ain't the best way to study, but I feel like I just want to give my thoughts on it and how I do it as a person, and just some good pointers and out there, because obviously we live in a different society. Uh, freaking the school system hasn't changed in what, since the Industrial Revolution. So I feel like I just need to have like more up to date ways to just like counter it. And I think the best thing you do is just like this video, find other videos, find other methods. There were so many study methods out there. There's a cool little method out there called like things like the LOCI or the MESI or the LOCI system method or whatever. Like, that's another good one you can use. But there's so many study methods out there you can use, and just literally find a way to make studying more enjoyable. You know, there's a lot of ways. We have so much things in our hands that we can just make it more enjoyable, and it's good. It's just one of the things where if you want to study more, you just have to have that mindset and just do it. Like, just literally just do it. That's all I can say. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching.